Bum 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 ba bum ba. Off constantly.
Good evening and welcome to Off Constantly, your weekly ADD theater and pop culture extravaganza. I'm Baba. With me, as always, is Samurai.
Hi! You're so handsome, Backwater Jason. Thank you.
And Bomba. Thank you, Sam. And Backwater.
Hey! I moved over a seat. This is exciting stuff.
Yes, I actually,
Looks like I made it.
since the amendment passed, I felt it was time we got closer. So, obviously Sam's not with us tonight. She it was a horrible accident. She got hit by a bus that actually was crossing a bridge, and it hit the overpass. It fell down, ignited, hit a train as it was going by that was carrying cargo of lots of cows, and they started grazing on her as she got out of the car. It was a little awkward. She started screaming, freaked out, had a panic attack. The ambulance came at the same time. They had put IVs in her for some reason, and they ended up putting too much heparin in her, so her blood thinned to the point where she was having nosebleeds, and those nosebleeds actually caused her to be caused hematosis. And I don't even know if that's a word. Just going with it.
As far as I'm concerned,
So
it's the deadliest word.
She's been in intensive care for, actually, none of this is actually true. She had a soccer game tonight, so I hope she's doing well.
Yeah.
Enjoying the rain, because it is raining. Tonight, our subjects are as follows.
Sobbing out.
Well, let's start with this. Let's start with our favorite cartoon characters. That's a good one.
That's a great way to start.
Yes, according to Animated TV Guide,
Okay, Animated TV Guide. That is an actual publication.
it's
Nobody reads TV Guide, but people read.
however,
Animated.
Animated TV Guide is
Big seller.
huge seller. I mean, I've been on the cover several times. I've been in the swimsuit edition, and
A swimsuit edition of the Animated TV Guide would be pretty fantastic, let me tell you.
it's you haven't lived until you've seen it. I actually, it's a little awkward when I go to like garages and stuff where there's men working and my centerfold is there.
Oh,
So
I'm
it's good
sure,
though. It's sexy.
sure that that keeps those guys motivated to keep working so that they can get that buff bod.
Yep. Well, they have something to aspire to. So we've got the top 8. I don't know why we didn't go with 10, but we've got
There is
8.
only 8.
There is only 8.
There can be only 8.
Okay.
Like Highlander. Forget it.
Is that real? There can be only 8?
No, there can be only 1.
Oh. I like 8.
Off
That gives us more options.
Okay, well, no.
So speaking of options, let's start with this.
Maybe 2 of them are ties. That would make 10.
Well, then they would be a bow tie. Popeye, number 8. Popeye. What were Popeye's catchphrases?
I'm strong to the finish, 'cause I eats me spinach. I'm
Yes.
Popeye the Sailor Man.
Good. And then what was the other one that I always said?
Blow me down.
Oh! Now in the day, that meant something different, but it's kind of dirty now. We wouldn't be allowed to say
Is
it.
that the other one?
Will blow me down.
All right, well, good. I'm glad I just wasn't
blow
talking
me.
potty talk.
Can you do the Popeye face? So, Popeye, number 8. Number 7, the Grinch.
I mean, yeah, sure, but I mean, he only was in the one special. I think there's more longevity with other.
And it wasn't really
We'll see. We have to listen to the rest of the list before
it wasn't
I
a
start
cartoon
shooting
either.
holes in this list.
Because if you recall, it was he had like fur.
That's true. Well,
And I think wasn't Jim Carrey in the suit?
I think that maybe they're referring to the classic
No.
animation.
I think
I think the classic animation was based off the Jim Carrey movie. However, what they did was they traveled forward in time, watched the Jim Carrey movie,
In a DeLorean.
and then went back in time.
Stop the zombie apocalypse.
Oh, that zombie apocalypse was mighty stop.
It was scary.
And then they pen to paper, drew up some pictures of Jim Carrey, animated style, even put the dog in there. the Whoville people, all of it. All of it ripped off from the Jim Carrey movie. That's what time travel is being used for these days. Intellectual property violations.
Oh, just like I violated. Sorry, I was thirsty. Fred Flintstone, the first portly animated husband and wife. Hot wife.
Yeah, there'd be a swimsuit edition right there.
Wilma was smoking.
It's kind of more of a Betty man myself.
Were you?
Yeah.
Either, they're both in their own rights.
That one is a good one. I mean, that one's got to be on the list.
Flintstones has to be.
Yeah.
You know what the Flintstones are based off of?
The Honeymooners.
Hello,
Which you know what the Honeymooners was based on?
No.
The Honeymooners movie from a couple of years ago, where the time travelers came back and I don't know if there's been a honeymoon.
There has been a Honeymooners movie. Remember, it was.
Kevin James.
We'll research that.
Okay.
IMDb it later.
Okay.
Mark that. Put it in the parking lot, will you?
Kevin James or
No, it wasn't Kevin
John
James.
Goodman.
No, we'll find out.
Will Sasso.
Number 5, Charlie Brown.
Of course. You know, I always wanted to get the tattoo of, Lucy always holding the ball
Yeah.
for Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
Get a tattoo of Lucy holding the ball for Charlie Brown, but Charlie Brown kicking her in the head. Finally getting his vengeance for all those times that she pulled the ball away. I mean, come on. That's just cruel. That poor kid always falling on his head.
Why is it we always go to the football with Charlie Brown, too?
That's true.
I mean, there was a lot of things that happened. The 5 cents for advice, Okay. Number 4, Bart Simpson. Ay caramba. Eat my shorts. Again, when you're on live television, make sure you turn your cell phone off.
Is Michael Myers from Halloween, the animated series, on there too? Is that why
somebody
that started
really
going?
doesn't like The Simpsons, so.
I'd say Homer over Bart over time. I mean, when that show first came on, yes, it was all about Bart, but that show became all about Homer.
Hopefully the camera was on you during that brief delay there. But
All right.
now my phone's on vibrate and silent,
let's just say
so-
hopefully the camera's on me all the time because of my witty retorts all the time.
And your dead sexiness.
I'm not factoring that in.
Number 3, Mickey Mouse. He isn't just in the cartoon.
That's a number
character.
3. Wow. Yeah,
He's
that's
an icon.
That is a institution.
Speaking of Homer, number 2 is Homer.
Oh, okay. Well,
Did you know a bit of his hair and ear form the initials MG? Do you know what MG is?
Matt Groening.
Yeah.
Who created
He's the
that.
creator. That's genius. I know when I draw my cartoons, a J and or a B and a is in the it's in the waistline on his pants. So or lack thereof. Number 1, can you guess who number 1 is?
Gem and the Holograms.
You saw the list.
I cheated a little bit.
Gem. How's the theme song go?
Gem is truly outrageous, outrageous. Wait.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I know, but I picked it up in the middle.
Do you remember the Silverhawks?
That's like that's a deep pull, man.
I know, but do you remember it?
Well, vaguely, yeah, but
How
I mean,
about Beetleborgs?
that I don't remember.
Oh.
I
Well, I'll give you a hint. It wasn't either one of those.
Okay.
Number 1,
Mickey Mouse would be the one. I would
Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny kicked
Oh.
Mickey Mouse's butt.
Yeah, that's kind of true. Yeah.
Again,
That
thirsty.
guy was
sir.
a troublemaker, that Bugs Bunny.
Yep, Wascally Wabbit. You know, he was named after a West Coast
Gangster?
gangster. Do you know who it was?
Bugsy Siegel.
Holy smokes.
I didn't.
Are you in the mob?
Well, I know Bugsy Siegel. I put 2 and 2 together on that one. I did not know that bit of trivia, but I know who Bugsy Siegel is.
Bugsy Siegel. And you know what I think of when I think of Bugsy Siegel?
Jonathan Livingston Siegel.
Soil Minute. Smoke.
Welcome to Off Constantly Soil Minute. I was just showing you my hat, and I'm D.W. Bauer, by the way, a professional soil scientist, licensed by the state of Minnesota. hat because it was a hat for an organization known as MAPS, or the Minnesota Association of Professional Soil Scientists. Yes, there are 100 of us in this state, and we're very proud of it. So at MAPS, I got to tell you about it because that's where I get my soil fix, or as Bamba tells me, that's where I like to get my soil on. So we take tours and we look at soil, and it's great. We've done tours all over the state, and I tell you, it's one of my favorite times of the year. In the winter, when all the soil is frozen, and usually that's a time when soil scientists like me get depressed, we have another meeting where we show slides of soil, and we get together. So anyway, that is how your state's soil scientists spend their time at this organization called MAPS, which has these really cool hats. And that's your Soil Minute.
And we're back! Hey!
Woo.
W, that was amazing.
We just.
I know
soiled
my
it.
life has changed. I don't know about you, Al. Soiled his pants. Our camera guy. It's, for the rest of the show, we're gonna have one angle because he's gone.
This whole episode is just soiled.
It is. It's kind of crap. So
I know, we should have like a detergent minute after that one.
we should. Number 2 subject tonight is most hated college football programs. And because the font changed mildly, I'm gonna have to go ahead and put my glasses
All right.
on here, okay?
You have font specific glasses for each font.
I do. I have.
All right.
This is
Those
these are my artisan glasses.
All right. Now those Helvetica glasses must be. Really
They're out in the
big.
car, so I really hope there isn't anything like that. The most hated college football programs. Starting with number 5, Oklahoma. Been around since the dawn of college football. Horrible, horrible program. Now I feel bad because Oklahoma's going through a little bit of stuff right now. You know, with the whole tornado thing and everything. So God bless the people of Oklahoma. We're all helping. We're all texting our Red Cross to give them money, whatever that number is. I'm sure we can get that on the screen there to get the $10 donation. But their football team and program sucks. We hate them. Can't stand them, especially here in Minnesota. Do you know why? I don't. I just know we hate them. Number 4, Ohio State. The program tried to act as if nothing was wrong when all hell was breaking loose around them. Not sure what we're referring to. Help me.
Well, they weren't. Wasn't there cheating scandals at Ohio?
In Ohio
didn't
State?
Yeah, I thought so.
I know that Penn State things were going on.
No.
Yeah,
I didn't hear about that.
Color me pink. What? He's selling the jerseys.
Oh,
Well, if
I knew that they had sanctions against, or I thought Ohio State had sanctions against them. I didn't know.
You know the thing that bothers me about that though is I hate Ohio State, the Buckeyes. Ugh, disgusting. But if
You like buying jerseys.
I do like buying jerseys, and not only that, but I've been to stores
Yeah.
and seen jerseys. They don't have sanctions against them.
We need to take this to the top.
I
We
think-
need to go to these stores. We need to document this. We shouldn't be sitting here idly by while there are jerseys being sold in
And the black
retail
market.
establishments.
What's next? Dogs and cats living together? Mass hysteria. Number 3, Florida. Love the state. Football team. Wipe my butt with them. Oh, disgusting. Name one good player that's coming from Florida.
Name one sports team out of Florida, any sport, not just college football, that you would support.
Lacrosse, maybe?
Ooh, they might have a good lacrosse.
The Florida bikini team's got to be good. Although it is a large
I feel like
retirement
they had some sanctions against them for selling their uniforms too, but that was a little bit seemlier.
And they were, that just made me throw up a little bit in my mouth. It all started with 2 scientists in Gainesville, which, by the way, my cousin is in Gainesville as he's a vet down there. Side comment makes nothing.
Has
makes no
anybody
sense at
brought
all.
in their pet alligator, like maybe Sonny Crockett,
Or
Michael Tubbs?
yes,
Tubbs.
it's
is his name?
funny because that's
Philip?
all he talks about is alligators. He's like, everybody's got a pet alligator.
Oh man, That's all he.
I'm lying.
I didn't think.
Who the
that
hell
was
would want a
true.
pet alligator? They get in the pool and the kids get in there and they don't get
Oh
out.
my gosh.
It's like a roach motel. So it started with two scientists in Gainesville making a drink to help their athletes stay hydrated.
Gatorade.
Guess what that is? Gatorade. Why do they call it Gatorade?
Because it was the Florida Gators they were making it for.
Or is it because it was in Gainesville
Or maybe it's because it's made from alligators.
that were swimming in pools that people kept as
Yes,
pets?
and they would give it to
And
alligators.
they didn't know what to do with them. And instead of flushing it down the toilet, because we all saw what happens when we flush them down the toilet.
I did see
We
that
make a
one.
sports drink that somehow makes us energetic.
Maybe they were trying to make a super race of alligators that could also be football players, and just imagine if there was a giant alligator coming at you, and you like up in the helmets. That's probably why it didn't work, because they couldn't fit a helmet on an alligator.
And that's why they wear helmets and shoulder pads.
Yep, the alligators would prove useless once they came up with proper padding. They weren't wearing those padded foam helmets and running around like a bunch of numbskulls.
So for a team that we hate, we sure have talked about them a long time. Let's go to number 2. I said number 2. USC. They have the celebrity fan base that seems to come out on cameras when this team is winning.
That's a stinker team.
What USC? South Carolina?
Yeah,
Or Southern
Southern
California?
California.
I like South Carolina better.
I don't mind South Carolina.
It's
It's
okay.
not California. USC is all.
And the number 1 most hated college football program, according to SI.com, is Kansas. That's not true. That's totally not true. That's somebody in the booth playing a joke. Let's look and stare hatred at their cheerleaders. We all know we will never have a remote shot with any of them. That's true. Kansas cheerleaders are beautiful because they're all from Minnesota. What? The one on the right. What do you mean? Seriously, Notre Dame.
Are you serious that all the Kansas City cheerleaders or Kansas?
Have you ever been to Lawrence, Kansas?
Are from? No, I have not. Are from Minnesota. So every other basketball program is sniping all our good players,
Yeah.
and then all our good cheerleaders are going out to Kansas.
Yeah.
I've never been to Lawrence, but I've heard it described as, like, say, a Madison-esque type town.
I've been to Madison. There is Madison, which let's face it, it's in Wisconsin, so it's literally in the armpit of the world. When God says the earth must put deodorant on, it's applied to the entire state of Wisconsin. Kansas, honestly, there's nothing there. It's here. This is my impression of Kansas. Okay? But on the eastern part of Kansas, you got Lawrence. Beautiful town. Beautiful town. If you haven't been there, I have now let the secret out. Do yourself a favor, book a vacation. I'm also on the Lawrence, Kansas Board of Tourism. I get 10% of every new travel that comes from Minnesota. So,
Nice.
you know, all 7 of you that actually watch the show, and that includes the 4 of us here, we're going.
Can I take a minute to book a vacation?
You certainly can. Do you have your canoe app?
Yes. My canoe app that is rerouted to go to only KU.
But see, only,
so
if,
it's really,
only if we all do the...
I haven't seen it. Is there a commercial? I haven't seen it. So it's really Notre Dame?
It is Notre Dame.
That's not surprising either.
The team has had countless movies, books, and even songs written about them. They have the famous speeches, traditions, and their own television
I think
dedicated.
John Lennon wrote Imagine about Notre Dame.
And Metallica wrote Enter Sandman about them. So let's talk about how Notre Dame's athletic program is under the jurisdiction of the Big East, but...
Is it South Bend? Is that where Notre Dame is?
Indiana?
Am I totally making an ASS
yeah,
myself?
it's
Okay.
in Indiana.
Okay.
I didn't know that till like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
I thought for some reason it was like an Ivy League, like up on the East Coast somewhere.
Coast.
Didn't you? Doesn't it
No,
sound like...
I knew vaguely it was in the Midwest. I just couldn't remember if it was in South.
I hate you.
I know
But the
nothing.
football program is independent. Okay. So, those are the most hated college football programs. Again, number 1 is not KU. It is
Are you a little sad, Kay?
Notre Dame.
Are you a little sad, Kay, you didn't make the list because nobody is thinking about
No, but
getting
you know what I am sad about, going back to the cartoons? We don't have anything from Family Guy.
Well, give it time. Basically, Bart Simpson should be off the list and say Peter Griffin should be on the list.
All right. Our last subject today is Big Mac or Whopper.
Okay.
The Whopper is a hamburger consisting of flame-grilled quarter-pound, 113.4 grams, beef patty, sesame seed bun, mayonnaise, lettuce, tomato, pickles, ketchup, sliced onion, optional ingredients such as processed cheese, bacon. Do we have to put processed in there? Because we're not endorsing this product at all. Mustard, guacamole, or jalapeno peppers may be added upon request.
What?
The Whopper was created.
They add guacamole to Whopper?
Do you think they don't?
Do they have guacamole at Burger King?
It's called guacamole, but it's green sour cream with red chunks in it.
I actually kind of like the sound of that even more now.
Do you?
Continue. I'm sorry. Threw me off.
The Whopper was created in 1957 for Burger King founder James McLemore and sold for 37 cents. So that is the Whopper. I've just described it to you, and I got to be honest, kind of want a Whopper.
We should have really thought ahead and had one of these.
We should have had them here.
That was
What? See?
We are dumb. The show is dumb. Dumb, 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 dumb.
Dumb.
6 dumbs.
In a row, and together that equals a
2
not so
dumb thumbs.
So the Big Mac. 2 beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onion on a sesame seed bun. There we go. We just sang for you right there. That was free. Free.
Yep.
Normally we get paid for
It's
that
free
game.
for the audience. McDonald's, on the other hand, do what's right, McDonald's. Do what's right.
We will have a table full of Big Macs. Maybe we'll choose Big Macs.
check,
Or if we had a table full of Whoppers, maybe we'll choose the Whopper.
Burger King, get in on this action. You don't want to let McDonald's. You don't want this to be a Reese's Pieces, M&M's, E.T. situation going on here.
Wow. That was reached into the pot of obscurity. McDonald's admitted that special sauce ingredients was not really a secret because the recipe had been available online for years. Now, in 2012, because I was going to say, this had to have been around for a while, and I don't think when the Big Mac was invented, Al Gore had invented the internet yet. Mayonnaise, sweet pickle, relish. I can't give out the secret sauce right on the television show.
We're not going to get that
I mean,
money
the 4
from
people that
McDonald's.
watch this show will know the secret.
They'll be making it at home and selling it on the roadside. We'll drive home.
And you know what? We won't get a cut of it.
No, of course not.
So
Whoever thinks about off
I'm not reading you what the special ingredients are. You can go online yourself and Google it.
Yeah.
Google
it.
I know that's kind of
Go Google
that was
it.
kind of douchey,
Go
wasn't
Bing it while you're at it.
it? Big Mac was created by Jim Delegate, one of Ray Kroc's earliest franchisees, who was operating several restaurants in the Pittsburgh area. The Big Mac was introduced in Metro Pittsburgh in 1967 and nationwide in 1968. It took 1 year for the Big Mac attacks to take over. Do you realize if Big Macs were SARS, we'd all be dead?
Oh my gosh. What if there is a Big Mac flu?
That'd be awesome. I mean, if you're going to go. Nationwide, a hamburger is sold by McDonald's for 45 cents. So, Big Mac, 45 cents. So,
Well, that's 9 cents more? Was it 37 and 48? I can't remember the numbers, but I don't remember the years either. Let's not go into it.
okay. That's
But
easy.
so what's your preference on the two?
Well, see, as I started my adult working career at
yes,
McDonald's,
yes, you are a proud.
I got to go with the Big
McDonald's.
Mac. I like the Big Mac. Although I do still have nightmares, wake up in cold sweats thinking of the McDonald's used to run this promotion, the 2 for $2 Big Macs. And unless you've worked at McDonald's, you do not know how big of a pain in the tuchus it is to make a Big Mac, because you got to have a special toaster just for the Big Mac buns because of that stupid bun that's in the middle. And, I mean, you would get kids just cranking out buns after bun after bun. And people would come in and they'd order like 10 2 for 2s. Okay? For the love of God, what are you going to do with 10 of them? And then they say, we freeze them. And I'm like, that can't freeze well because there's lettuce on it.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine reheating that?
5 minutes. There was that one guy who had eaten them all every day, Big Mac. Remember that? He had eaten, and that, like, he did that same thing where he would, like,
fresh.
No, but he would actually buy them in bulk at like before the weekend or some weird thing like that, and so he'd have them on hand too.
Well, why wouldn't you? Really?
I'm a Big Mac believer too.
So you would go with the Big Mac?
I think so. I'm not
Whopper?
Yeah, Whopper, yeah.
See,
I'm not disparaging Whoppers. But
Al hates America, so Brad, what are you thinking? Big Mac.
How about this?
That's 3 Macs to 1 Whopper. Booyah.
How about this?
What?
Take a Whopper, because it's wider.
Yeah.
Put a Big Mac in there, throw the Whopper bun back on there, double decker. Let's start our own franchise.
We'll call it Big
McOppers.
McOpper.
And we'll
See,
go.
people are going to get confused. They're going to think
McKing.
we solve crimes by making gadgets out of bubble gum and paper clips.
we solve crimes by cooking fast food and then somehow thwarting people.
Yeah, but Richard Dean Anderson,
Minnesota.
Jason Wall, Jason Anderson,
Yes.
Roseville, Minnesota. I like Rosedale
Yeah.
because that's where he's from. I think there's a connection here.
Yeah.
And now that we've lost the last 3 people that are watching, any closing comments for tonight?
My closing comment is this. Mr. Richard Dean Anderson, if you'd like to come on the show, you have an open invitation. Mr. Ray Kroc, you are dead in the ground. But if anybody in charge of McDonald's would like to give us money to talk about their healthy products over and over again,
Not that we could
willing to do
accept it because it says public
but I
access
wouldn't take the
television.
money. I would give it to charity. And
Yes.
charity is my accountant.
Ah! And that is it. What?
Warning.
For what? Time?
The intro.
The warning.
Oh, the warning!
You guys almost watched this whole
Yeah.
episode without being warned.
Woo! Let's rewind and listen to the warning.
Warning, if you are listening to the audio version of Off Constantly, do not operate a motor vehicle. The rapid changes of topic combined with the lights of oncoming traffic has been known to cause seizures.
And now that the show is over, I'd like to thank you for joining us this evening. Al, my life is forever changed now that you're in it. Brad, any closing words? I don't know if you can hear that, but he was laughing. Okay, have a great weekend, everybody, unless it's Monday, and then have a great week. We're off constantly.
Can I have one of those?
So you know.
Bum 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 ba bum ba. Off constantly.